So you've probably heard the news. There's a shutdown looming, or maybe it's already here. Everyone's freaking out. The headlines are screaming about economic disaster. Most people are hitting the pause button on any major financial decisions. They're thinking, I'll just wait this out, it's too risky. And you know what? That's exactly why, for a small group of smart buyers, this is one of the biggest opportunities to get ahead in the real estate market that we've seen in years. While everyone else is running for the hills, the entire competitive landscape of buying a home gets turned completely upside down. Seriously, think about it. The average buyer gets scared. They worry about their jobs. They worry about getting a loan. They decide to sit on the sidelines. This mass exodus of competition creates a vacuum. Sellers who need to sell are suddenly left with crickets. Their open houses are empty. The phone stops ringing. That desperation starts to creep in. This isn't a time for panic, it's a time for precision. This is the moment where, if you have your finances in order and you know exactly what to do, you can negotiate deals that were literally impossible just a few weeks ago. That's why in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 specific power moves you need to be making right now, during a shutdown, to get an incredible deal on a home. We're not talking about lowballing and hoping for the best. We're talking about a strategic, surgical approach that uses the market chaos to your advantage. So, if you're serious about turning this uncertainty into a massive win, make sure you watch this entire video, because the information I'm about to share could save you tens of thousands of dollars. And with that said, let's get into it. Alright, let's start with the most important move. It directly impacts your wallet. You need to negotiate more aggressively. I know it feels counterintuitive with so much uncertainty, but understand the dynamic at play. During a shutdown, a huge chunk of your competition simply vanishes. All those buyers who were maybe thinking about making an offer, they're gone. They're sitting at home watching the news, waiting for the all-clear sign that might not come for weeks. This is your opening. This drop in buyer competition is your golden ticket. Sellers who were confident a month ago, maybe juggling multiple offers, are now facing a starkly different reality. Their property sits on the market, collecting dust, and every day costs them money in taxes, insurance, mortgage payments. This is where you step in. Not just another buyer, but a solution to their growing problem. You have leverage that didn't exist in a hotter market. Use it. So what does aggressive negotiation look like? First, price. Come in with an offer noticeably below asking. Not a ridiculous lowball, a well-reasoned offer reflecting current market reality. Justify it. Reduced buyer pool, increased economic uncertainty. Frame it as fair market value now. Goal: start the conversation and anchor the negotiation in your favor. It's not just about sticker price. Ask for things sellers would have laughed at months ago. Significant seller credits. Ask them to cover all closing costs or a substantial portion. This is cash you keep. Ask for credits to buy down your rate, saving you hundreds monthly. From the seller's view, $10K credit can beat a $20K price cut. Request credits for repairs or updates. New roof, an updated kitchen. Don't make sellers manage repairs. Hassle. Ask for a credit at closing so you hire contractors. You get control. Seller moves on without renovation headaches. It's a win-win. Sellers likelier to agree with no other offers. Pro tip: how you frame the offer. Highlight conventional financing or paying cash. In the offer letter, strong, reliable financing. Fast and certain to close. That calms nervous sellers, especially with FHA/VA delays. Position yourself as the safe bet. Be realistic about your financing. If using FHA/VA, don't overpromise timeline. Be upfront about delays from government processing. Set realistic expectations and build trust. Don't promise a 30-day close you can't deliver. Shift your mindset. You're no longer one of a dozen people begging for a house. You're the buyer with financial means and the courage to act while others freeze. Let your negotiation reflect that power. Be firm. Be strategic. Ask for what you want. Worst they can say is no. You'll be surprised how often they say yes. Okay, so you're ready to negotiate aggressively, but who do you negotiate with? Just throwing offers at any random new listing is not the most efficient strategy. Your second power move is to laser focus your search and target the sellers, the most motivated, the most anxious, the most likely to give you a fantastic deal. These sellers exist in every market, but during a shutdown, their desperation is amplified. They become much easier to identify. Your first step is to become a master of the MLS filters. Stop looking at the brand new shiny listings that just hit the market. Those sellers are still in the honeymoon phase. Adjust your search filters to show properties that have been on the market for 30 days, 60 days, 90+ days. Every single day a property sits unsold, the seller's motivation grows. Think about a seller whose home's been listed for 60 days. Initial excitement, a few open houses with low traffic, a price reduction or two. They're tired, they're frustrated, watching their carrying costs pile up. Now a shutdown hits and interest dries up completely. They are primed for a strong, serious offer from a buyer who can actually close. These are your prime targets. Don't stop at active listings. You need to dig deeper. Your agent should set up alerts for recently expired or withdrawn listings. Withdrawn because they got frustrated with lack of offers. Withdrawn because their contract with the agent ran out. An expired listing means they failed to sell within the agreed time frame. That seller had clear intent to sell, and it didn't work out. Get strategic with direct outreach. Have your agent contact the previous listing agent to get the story. Why did they take it off the market? Are they still interested in selling? Often they're taking a break, feeling defeated. An unsolicited private offer can feel like a lifeline. Imagine, the home was on the market for 75 days. They took it down to try again later. 2 weeks into a shutdown, you present a private off-market offer. Less than asking maybe, but certain. No relisting, no staging, no more empty open houses. That certainty is hugely valuable to an anxious seller. Communication is key. You're a problem solver, not a number. Present your offer as the solution that lets them move on. Relocating for a job, going through a divorce, dealing with an inherited property. Understand their why. Tailor the offer to solve their problem. Recap. Forget new and popular listings. Focus on the stale, the expired, the withdrawn. These sellers feel the pain of a slow market plus shutdown fear. Identify desperation, present a simple, reliable solution, and negotiate private off-market deals. Find hidden gems and secure unbeatable prices. The third power move is all about your financing. In a shutdown, the old saying, "cash is king," becomes undeniable. The type of financing you use can be the single biggest factor. It gives you an almost unfair advantage in negotiations. Why? Because a shutdown throws a massive wrench into government-backed lending. Loans like FHA, VA rely on federal employees and agencies, income verification, tax transcript processing, and other essential underwriting steps. When a shutdown happens, these services grind to a halt or get severely backlogged. A loan officer can't get paperwork from the IRS. An FHA case number can take weeks instead of days. That creates a domino effect of delays. For a seller, this is a nightmare. They accepted an offer and the closing may be pushed back indefinitely. They might be buying another home and need proceeds from this sale. That uncertainty can make them reject an FHA or VA offer outright and choose an offer that looks like a sure thing. This is where you can shine. The ultimate weapon is an all-cash offer. If you can, use it now. Cash eliminates the financing contingency, the appraisal contingency, and the uncertainty that comes with a lender. You can promise to close in 7 to 10 days. To a motivated seller, cash is a port in a storm. It's fast, it's certain, it's worth a massive discount. Sellers will accept a lower cash offer for peace of mind, but most people don't have that cash on hand. So what's the alternative? Don't go to a big national bank. Explore private lenders, local credit unions, smaller community banks. These lenders often have more flexibility. Keep loans in-house and don't rely on federal systems. A pre-approval from a trusted local credit union can be almost as good as cash. Local lenders can call the listing agent and vouch for you. That personal touch matters. Another option is hard money to make a cash-like purchase, then refinance later. Hard money costs more, but as a short-term bridge, it can secure a deep discount. The discount can outweigh short-term loan costs. Key takeaway: financing is a strategic tool. During a shutdown, reliability and speed of your money are major leverage. Actual cash, a loan from a nimble local lender, hard money. Position yourself as the buyer who can close without drama. Emphasize it in your offer. Include a letter from your lender. Make it clear that while others are stuck in limbo, you are ready to go right now. Power move number 4 is a bit of a defensive play, but it's one that can save you a fortune and protect you from the financial whiplash that a shutdown can cause. You need to be ready to lock in your interest rate at a moment's notice. Economic uncertainty creates extreme volatility in the bond market, which is what mortgage rates are tied to. This means rates can swing wildly from day to day, and you need to be prepared to act fast. During a government shutdown, investors get nervous. They often flee from riskier assets and pile into the relative safety of the U.S. Treasury bonds. When demand for bonds goes up, their yields go down. Since mortgage rates tend to follow the yield on the 10-year Treasury, this can create sudden, temporary dips in interest rates. One day the rate could be 7.2%, and the next it could briefly drop to 6.9% before shooting back up. These short-lived dips are your window of opportunity. It's crucial that you're already pre-approved and have a property in your sights. You need to be in constant communication with your mortgage lender, checking rates not just daily, but multiple times a day. When you see one of those dips, you have to be ready to pull the trigger and lock it in immediately. Many lenders will even allow you to lock in a rate for a fee before you even have a property under contract, which is known as a lock and shop program. Why is this so important? Because the volatility works both ways. Just as quickly as rates can dip, they can spike. A negative piece of news about the economy, an unexpected inflation report, a statement from the Federal Reserve. If you're not locked in, you're completely exposed to this risk. A jump of just half a percentage point on a $400,000 loan can cost you thousands of dollars in interest over the life of the loan and increase your monthly payment significantly. Locking in your rate gives you certainty in an uncertain world. It essentially puts a ceiling on your interest rate for a set period, typically 30 to 60 days. This means that if rates go up after you lock, you're protected. You still get the lower rate you secured. This is a massive advantage because it allows you to budget with confidence. You know exactly what your monthly principal and interest payment will be, which removes a huge variable from the home buying equation. Now, you might be thinking, what if rates go down after I lock? That's a valid concern, and it's why you should ask your lender about a float-down option. A float-down provision allows you to take advantage of a lower rate if the market improves after you've locked. There's usually a fee for this and certain conditions apply, but it's a form of insurance that gives you the best of both worlds: protection against rates going up and the potential to benefit if they go down. The key is to have this conversation with your lender before you're under pressure. Ask them about their lock policy, the duration of the lock, the cost to extend it if needed, and whether they offer a float-down option. A good lender will be able to walk you through the strategy and help you monitor the market. They are your partner in this process, and their expertise is invaluable during volatile times. So, don't just passively accept whatever rate is available on the day you happen to sign your papers. Be an active participant in the process. Monitor the market like a hawk, understand the forces driving the volatility, and work with your lender to strategically lock in your rate during a temporary dip. This single move can protect your purchasing power and save you an incredible amount of money over the long term, insulating your biggest investment from the chaos of the shutdown. The final power move is about playing the long game. It's about making sure the great deal you get today is still a great investment 10 years from now. During a shutdown, you need to be strategic about where you buy, and that means focusing your search on areas with stable private sector employment. This is a risk management strategy that protects your property's value from the direct and indirect impacts of government dysfunction. Think about it. Some cities and regions are heavily dependent on government jobs. Federal employees themselves, government contractors, service industries, small businesses that support them. When a shutdown happens, these areas are the first and hardest hit. Federal workers are furloughed, contracts are paused, and consumer spending evaporates overnight. This creates a ripple effect that can devastate a local housing market. People who are suddenly without a paycheck can't afford their mortgage. Fear and uncertainty spread, causing buyer demand to plummet. Home values can stagnate or even decline. Buying in a town where the largest employer is a military base or a major federal agency is taking on an unnecessary layer of risk during a shutdown. It's like betting on a horse that you know has a sore leg. So what's the alternative? You need to shift your focus to markets whose economic engines are in the private sector. I'm talking about areas with strong, diversified employment in fields like healthcare, technology, education, and logistics. These industries are largely insulated from the day-to-day drama in Washington, D.C. People still need doctors, software still needs to be written, and packages still need to be delivered, regardless of whether Congress has passed a budget. When you're analyzing a potential neighborhood, look at the major employers. Is it a diverse mix of hospitals, tech companies, universities, and corporate headquarters? A diversified economic base provides stability. If one sector has a downturn, the others can help keep the local economy afloat, which in turn supports long-term housing demand and property values. This is where doing your homework really pays off. Use online resources to research the economic makeup. Look at employment data and industry reports. Your real estate agent should also be a valuable resource here, providing insights into which neighborhoods have the most resilient job markets. It's not just about finding a nice house, it's about investing in a thriving community. This strategy also gives you an advantage in the present. While buyers in government-heavy areas are panicking and pulling back, the demand in private sector-driven markets tends to hold up much better. This doesn't mean you can't still find a deal. The overall national sentiment of fear will still reduce competition everywhere, but it means your investment is on much firmer ground. You're buying an asset in a market that has a reason to exist beyond government spending. So, as you're applying the other 4 power moves, negotiating hard, targeting motivated sellers, using strong financing, and locking your rate, make sure you're applying them in the right place. Avoid the markets that are on the front lines of the shutdown's economic impact. Instead, focus on areas with robust private sector job growth. This ensures that the incredible deal you negotiate today doesn't become a liability tomorrow, but rather a cornerstone of your wealth for years to come. So there you have it, the 5 essential power moves every buyer needs to make during a shutdown. This isn't about timing the market perfectly, because nobody can do that. This is about recognizing a rare window of opportunity where the entire psychology of the market shifts in your favor. While the masses are paralyzed by scary headlines and uncertainty, you have the chance to be strategic, decisive, and come out way ahead. By negotiating more aggressively, targeting motivated sellers, using the right kind of financing, protecting your interest rate, buying in a stable area, you're not just buying a home, you're making a brilliant financial move. Remember, fortune favors the bold, but more importantly, it favors the prepared. The key is to have your ducks in a row before you need them. Get your financing pre-approved with a strong local lender. Know your numbers, have a clear strategy. When the opportunity presents itself, a motivated seller, a dip in interest rates, you have to be ready to act without hesitation. This is how you turn widespread panic into your personal profit. The deals of a lifetime are often made when there's blood in the streets, and a shutdown, for all its negativity, creates exactly that kind of environment. I really hope this video gave you a clear, actionable playbook. This is a massive opportunity, and I want to see you take advantage of it. If you got any value out of this at all, it would be a huge help if you could just gently tap the like button and subscribe for more content on how to build wealth through real estate and personal finance.